So, hello everyone. My name is Jomari A. Katindig, and my topic for today's video is the rule number 20 of the National Building Code, which is the signs. So, under sa Rule 20 is Section 2000 by 2001 or the general requirements. So, sa general requirements is no sign or signboard shall be erected in such a manner as to confuse or obstruct the view of interpretation of any official traffic sign or signal or device. Then, signs which are written in any foreign language shall have corresponding translation in English or in local dialect. Then the installation of all kinds shall be such that harmonious and aesthetic relationship of all units therein is presented. Next is the section 2002 or the maintenance. So all signs together with all of their supports, braces, guys, and anchors shall be kept in repair and proper state of preservation. The display of all signs shall be kept neatly painted and secured at all times. Then next is the section 2003, design and construction. Sign structures shall be designed and constructed to resist all forces in accordance with the National Structural Code for buildings. For signs on buildings, the dead lateral loads shall be transmitted through the structural frame of the building to the ground in such a manner as not to overstress any of the elements of the building. So the weight of the earth superimposed over um, footings may be used in determining the dead load resisting moment. Such earth shall be carefully placed and thoroughly compacted. So next is the section 2004, the supports and anchorages. So number one is the general. So the supports and anchorages of all signs or sign structures shall be placed in or upon private property and shall be constructed in conformity with the requirements of the code. Next is I under sa general is letter A. It is sign structures may be constructed only areas where zoning regulations permit them and accordance with the accepted standard of designs, construction, and maintenance. Letter B, the roof signs. So the roof signs, ang nakabutang dito is no signs are to be constructed, attached to, installed, or fastened on the rooftops of wooden structures or buildings, structures with wooden roof framing and adequate provisions for ground metallic parts of roof signs exposed to lightning shall be provided, and installation of warning lights or obstruction lights for air traffic shall be installed where applicable. Next is the ground signs. So ground signs mo ni ang figure. So sa ground signs is ground signs and advertising ground signs which shall be constructed in conformity with accepted engineering standards, of which height control shall be conformity with local zoning regulations. Then ground signs structures shall be located within the property line and under no circumstances shall they occupy the street or sidewalk or arcade or similar access way. So mao to ang ground sign. Next is the projecting signs. So sa projecting signs is on non-arcaded streets, signs shall not extend more than 1.2 meters over the sidewalk and measured horizontally from the wall line or building line. So on arcaded streets naman is the sign shall not project more than 0.6 meter from the outermost portion of the wall line of the allowed structure over the arcade. So for buildings abutting on streets or alleys without sidewalks or provisions, therefore, the sign shall not project more than 0.3 meters from the outermost portion of the building structure. So next is again projecting signs siya siya. So direction of electric neon signboards or other advertisements of the similar nature projecting over roadways or public streets shall allowed provided that. So provided that first is clear distance um, between the signboards erected on one building is not less than 4 meters. Then signboards on multi-story building shall be erected on the same vertical line and shall not overlap each other. Then tops of the signboard shall not extend over the topmost of the part of the parapet of the bottom line of the eave of the building. Then next mo projecting signs Japon siya is horizontal projections of signboard shall follow subsections 1 and 2 of this rule. Then in case of two adjacent buildings, adjacent signboard shall be placed at a distance of not less than 2 meters from the common boundary line. Then signboard shall not obstruct any window or emergency exit and shall not be closer than 1 meter from electric and telephone posts and wires. So next is the wall sign. So wala man tayo figure sa wall sign. So basahin na lang ako. So wall signs is outdoor display signs placed against the front exterior surface of building shall not extend more than 300 millimeters or 0.3 meters from the wall with its lowest portion not less than 3 meters above the sidewalk. Then commercial signs shall not be attached to, painted on, installed, or displayed on posts, columns, beams, girders, or any exterior portion of the arcades and structures for public utilities services, example for mass transit and the like. Then display windows or wall signs within 3 meters above the sidewalk shall be flashed or recessed. So mo to ang signs. Next is number 2 is the materials. So materials for construction of signs or sign structures shall be the quality and grade as specified in the code. In all signs and sign structures, the materials and details of construction shall in the absence of specified requirements. So number 3 is the restriction on combustible materials. So under ano is all signs or sign structures erected in highly restrictive fire zones shall have structural numbers of incombustible materials. So ground signs may be constructed of any material meeting in the requirements of the code. So combination signs, roof signs, wall signs, projecting signs, and signs on marquees shall be constructed in incombustible materials. No combustible materials other than approved plastics shall be used in the construction of electric signs. So number 4 is the non-structural trim. So non-structural trim and portable display surfaces may be of wood, metal, approved plastics, or any combinations thereof. Then number 5 is the display surfaces. So display surfaces in all types of signs may be made of metal glass or approved plastics. Next is section 2005, the projections and clearances. So number 1, the clearance says from high voltage power lines. So clearances from high voltage power lines are clearances of signs from high voltage power lines shall be accordance with the Philippine Electrical Code. Then number 2 is the clearances from the fire escapes, exits, or standpipes. So no signs or structures shall be erected in such a manner that any portion of its surface or supports will interfere any with the free use of fire escape, exit, or standpipes. The number 3 is the obstructions of opening. So no sign shall be obstruct any opening to such an extent that light or ventilation is reduced to a point below that required by the code. Signs erected within 1.5 meters of an exterior wall in which there are openings within the area of sign shall be constructed in incombustible material or approved plastic. So number 4, the last one is the projection over alleys. So no sign structure shall be projected into any public alley below a height of 3 meters above established sidewalk grade. So nor project more than 300 millimeters wherein the sign structure is located 3 meters to 4.5 meters above established sidewalk grade. So the sign or sign structure shall must not project more than 1 meter into the public alley where the sign or sign structure is located more than 4.50 meters above established sidewalk grade. So next is the section 2006, the last section for the rule number 20 is the lighting. So signs shall be illuminated only by the electrical means in accordance with the Philippine Electrical Code. So that would be all my report. Thank you.